Thank you
Sure,
very much. Now
sure.
it is up to you.
Thank you, Sanjeevani. Thank you. That was very useful. Bit of a lesson for me also on cost leadership and differentiation. So thank you for that. Can I request those of you who are in a position to turn your camera on, to turn it on if you can, because I generally like to see whom I'm speaking to. Um, so if I could just invite all of you, if you're, you know, not in the bathroom or some kind of a compromised position, please feel free to put it on, because I'd like to uh, see your faces a little bit. Um, so
Excuse me, Sohan.
before I,
You will have to share
yes,
the screen, or am I to share the screen? The
you can go ahead
person.
and share, Sanjeevani.
Okay.
Yes. So whilst that comes up, I'll just give a quick story, right? Before we come to this particular question, right? Um, so a bit of a introduction. MAS Holdings is established in 1987. So it's about 30 plus years now, 33 years. As you know, we are in the field of manufacturing apparel, and we provide apparel related solutions to customers. We are 100% export. Our largest customers are Victoria's Secret, Nike, Lululemon. We have Calvin Klein, PVH, Gap, and some of these big brands that you all may have heard of. So we operate over 55 manufacturing factories in 17 countries, and we employ about 110,000 people at the moment. So it is a large organization. It is Sri Lanka's largest private sector organization, and it's important as we grow large and as we are faced with multiple challenges like the COVID-19 pandemic, that we respond in the appropriate manner, that we respond in a way that safeguards our people and our financial strength. So as Dr. Sanjay was talking about cost leadership and differentiation, I thought I'll give you guys um, a bit of my experience over the last 18 months or so with the COVID-19 pandemic, and how we have seen these two elements of cost leadership and differentiation play out in our own company. So I've been with the organization. I currently serve as a general manager of strategic planning. I've been with the organization just over 12 years now. So I've been in the industry for some time, and prior to that, I was at Deloitte. I also spent 3 years in Indonesia setting up operations in MAS's manufacturing plant in Central Java. So let me give a quick sort of background about the pandemic and how our cost and value strategies, whether it's cost leadership or differentiation, whatever we speak about, the COVID-19 pandemic was a time period where we had to create value, because value was eroding fast in our businesses. So we had to create value, uh, and we had to do so under very trying circumstances. So you don't need me to tell you about the COVID-19 pandemic. You already know about it. Many of us have been affected by it, right? Um, so how did this affect businesses? So first and foremost, as you know, the COVID-19 pandemic began in China around December 2019 or Jan 2020. Initially, this uh, pandemic was a supply side issue. Basically, we as manufacturers, our raw material, which is fabric, lace, elastics, threads, various trims and buttons and various accessories that go into the t-shirt that you're wearing right now. These raw material came mainly from China, Taiwan, that side of the world. And when COVID-19 hit, that the supply chain got a huge shock, right? And because the supply chain got a shock and there was no material coming in, it had a knock-on impact on production. Of course, very quickly, this supply side issue, because of China, very quickly the virus spread to USA and Europe, and it became a demand side issue, meaning most of our customers are US and Europe. So those countries closed down due to the lockdowns. And what was earlier only a supply side issue was now a demand side issue as well, because people were not buying clothes. Therefore, the customer orders started to come down at MAS, right? And by March, April 2020, the disease came to Sri Lanka, and all factories, you don't need me to remind you what happened last April. We were all home, basically. The whole country was shut down. There was no manufacturing. So there was a supply side issue, there was a demand side issue, and now we had a operational manufacturing issue. What we call a perfect storm in business, right? All elements were stacked against organizations. Of course, MAS was not alone in this. All organizations in Sri Lanka worldwide went through very similar turbulences. Whilst we were negatively impacted, remember that the COVID-19 pandemic was also a positive contributor to many organizations such as Dialog, Sri Lanka Telecom, Google, Facebook, Apple. Technological companies, actually they double, triple their performances, right? When you read the global news, you'll know what you'll perhaps know what I'm already talking about. So it was not a lose-lose situation everywhere. There are winners and there are losers whenever there is whenever there is a crisis. So we were talking about cost leadership and differentiation, right? Earlier, Dr. Sanjini was very clearly articulating about the choice that companies have, whether they want to be a cost leader or whether they are a differentiator. At the very outset, let me tell you that MAS is a differentiator. We don't play in the extreme cost leadership product categories when it comes to apparel. We are a mid to upper luxury, like not full on luxury, but mid to upper mid is where our products are positioned. So our products are to a great extent, we are a differentiator. So we charge perhaps a little higher than what our competitors would charge. But the reason customers come to us is because they get innovated product, elevated product. They get a differentiated product compared to the rest. Having said that, we were going through a time period which was very difficult. In fact, even before the COVID-19 pandemic, we were going through some challenging years of low profitability due to multiple factors. But then the pandemic hit, right? Now I'll give you an example of how we had to apply differentiation even more. Now, what happened was the demand from our customers came down. Right? I need you to follow me very carefully to help you understand the next 5 minutes. If demand earlier was 1,000, now it was, say, 600. It came down by 40%. Now, this was the case for many apparel manufacturers, right? Whether it is Brandix, Hydramani, whether it is Star Garments, with any garment factory in Sri Lanka or overseas, Delta, whatever it is. Every manufacturer experienced this reduction in demand. Now, having said that, what that means is the pie gets smaller because 1,000 has become 600 now. Okay. Now, the customer who is placing the order has only 600 to order. Where is he going to order from? Right? He can choose to rationalize his customer, to rationalize his suppliers, right? So earlier, if there were four suppliers like MAS making garments for Nike. Let's take Nike, for example. Nike's demand was 1,000, now it is 600, okay? Now earlier they were placing businesses with MAS, with many other factories, let's say 4 other companies. Now when they have only 600, what do you think they're going to do? Are they going to distribute that 600 equally to all their suppliers? Not really, no. What do they want? They want the best quality at the highest price, at the lowest price, right? So what we had to do was, as an organization, we had to differentiate our product to an extent where our competitors will not be able to match our product. Therefore, even if we charge higher prices, which we do, the customer will not move away. Why is that? Because the customer who's Nike now has only 600. Okay, now there's no major demand. Now that 600 they have to give to to their consumers, and their consumers are demanding what? Do they want crap? No, they are looking for the best deal. They are looking for the best quality, right? So while some companies went on a cost leadership strategy, MAS went on a differentiation strategy. We decided to differentiate our product, even if it is costing more, because that is our USP. You may have heard our unique selling proposition, right? So even during a crisis, it's very important to understand what is the core competency of the organization and stick to that core competency, right? Whether you're playing in the cost leadership level or whether you're in the leadership, whether you're in the differentiation level, right? All of that, but you need whatever the strategy that you're following, you have to be consistent. So that's just an example of where MAS chose a differentiation strategy to differentiate our product, even during tough times, right? To differentiate, because generally the temptation during crisis is what? If you're going through a crisis, you have no income. Imagine COVID-19 was a situation where the company had no income, no exports. Right? It's like you not having a salary. What do? You have to cut down on your cost, right? That's the first thing that you think of, right? So of course we had to cut down a lot of cost, but we had to do so in a way that did not affect the differentiation of our product. let me repeat, we did cut our cost. For sure, we had to tighten our belts, we had to cut down on travel, we had to cut down on various, I mean, we all took salary cuts at various stages at MAS and various other companies. Right? So there was a lot of cost cutting going on because it was a turbulent time period. But even though we went through that, we did not compromise on our strategy of differentiation. I hope I'm clear, and I hope if there are any questions, please feel free to unmute yourself. Go ahead. If there are any questions, if you want to post on the chat, please go ahead. There are 95 folks of you on the call, right? And I would love to hear at least one or two voices or a couple of messages, right? After all, you're the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura generally are a loud bunch, but I haven't heard a single voice so far, right? So I sincerely hope you're following me. So feel free to unmute yourself and speak, okay? And feel free to stop me, and if you want to ask any questions, or I can't see if you're raising your hand, I can't see, so just shoot it away, okay? Right. I want to come to this particular question. Before I come to this question on your screen, I'll share a small story, because there's a small story that comes before the question. Now, MAS was never in the business of making masks or personal protective equipment, okay? That was a emergent strategy, came out of nowhere. We have never made a mask in our life. All of a sudden, we were making millions. But before I get there, so we all know that the demand for masks, personal protective equipment like the coveralls, the overall suits that doctors used, all of that, those were coming in very, very high demand. The demand was so much that the existing suppliers just couldn't handle it. So therefore, companies like MAS, Brandix, Hydra Money, various apparel companies also were approached by these medical companies seeking our assistance as to whether we could manufacture personal protective equipment. Now, like I told you, we didn't know anything about manufacturing personal protective equipment, but we learned very quickly. We put a focused, dedicated team, an expert team who specializes in this kind of medical equipment and clothing. We did our research, we did our study, we understood how it should be made, what materials should be used, and we started trialing. Now, so here's let me just repeat the question. So the COVID-19 pandemic caused a high demand for personal protective equipment globally. Whilst Brandix was successful in generating profits and creating value for the customers, MAS was not. Discuss the possible reasons. Now, this may come as a surprise to you, right? Actually, Brandix, who is one of our competitors, did really well. They made some good business, and they made a lot of money on that by producing PPE. They were able to crack the equation, the product and price equation, because to be successful in any business, you have to get your product right, you have to get your price right. If your product is wrong and the price is right, no one is going to buy it. If your product is great and the price is not right, no one can afford it, right? So MAS, I must say, we were not very successful in it. We learned a lot through that experience, but we were not successful, and we discontinued that business. But Brandix succeeded, right? Now, I want to stop at this point and invite you to think through this a little while. I'm sure you got this question beforehand, the slide. Now I would like to hear from you as to what you feel some potential reasons are. Okay. Sanjit, can I open it up for some comments and just to invite some feedback so that then I can guide the discussion along. I don't want to give the answer here and now because then the discussion doesn't take place. What do you feel, Dr. Sanjit?
Yeah, they can normally they do that.
Okay.
Stop share and we'll see whether somebody would be willing.
Is there anyone working here, Sanjit? Or all are full-time students?
No, all of them undergo internship. Now in the chat there is how MS differentiated their product during the pandemic, except that PPE making, what was the USP followed? Do you see this question?
No, I don't see the question, but I think I heard it. If you can repeat that again.
How MS differentiated their product during the pandemic, except that PPE making, what was the USP followed?
Okay. First of all, the PPE was not a differentiation, right? That was a learning experience. We didn't succeed in that. But how did we differentiate? We had to continuously innovate and elevate our product. So as you know, the T-shirt I'm wearing, we make these kinds of clothes. We make activewear, we make sportswear, we make lingerie, right? Lingerie is our biggest business. And then we have active and sportswear, and then we have swimwear. So how did we differentiate ourselves? We put a small team, right, of about 4 or 5 people, experts in their field, to identify where our competitors were better at. Okay, where our competitors were better at, and we went targeting after targeting each and every element of those products. So for example, let's say we saw it, and I'm just going to put this in layman perspective, right? Let's say this T-shirt I'm wearing, okay? If it was, if we found a T-shirt that was better manufactured by another company, we would reverse engineer it, understand what was done, put research and development onto it, and really elevate so that we beat our competition on product quality and its craftsmanship and its innovation, so that when a customer goes into a store, that product is not comparable with a very, very low cost product. So the answer to your question, we established a focus team, almost like a sniper, like a SWAT team, went after various products of various companies, brought them back, understood what's happening. We innovated beyond that. It was not only reverse engineering, we innovated beyond that on fabric, on material, on design, right? On the type of material, yarn and threads that we use. We changed these things, right, to differentiate our product, right? All this was done during a pandemic, which is very difficult to do, right?
Solutions for the, in the sense, answers for the question that Mr. Suhan Patrick raised, please be supportive. That would be interesting if you all engage in the discussion.
Normally, the most amount of voices we hear are during a protest, no, on the road. But I don't hear any voices in the class. So please, I would love to hear from a couple of you. Some of you all have unmuted yourself, so please feel free to share your thoughts on the question of PPE. Why do you feel one company like Brandix succeeded whilst MAS perhaps didn't?
Please, somebody peel me. She's in my research group. There are no right or wrong answers here. It's how you critically analyze the given scenario. So no one would be speaking, or from the chat, no answers.
So I'll wait for another couple of seconds, maybe a minute or so, and then.
There. Very good, student. I think regarding PPE, most companies went on cost leadership. But for MAS, your strategies exist was different. Different in the sense differentiation.
Yes, yes. So I think you're partly true, right? You're partly accurate in this. I think MAS differentiation strategy is not suitable for this time. Instead of that, this time it should be cost leadership. Okay, okay. Some good stuff coming along. Okay.
Very good. Thank you so much. Somebody else?
I'll just go with the first one, Shabil Nath, right? So I think regarding PPE, most companies went on cost leadership, but for MAS, your strategy, yes. So you're right. What happened was many companies started to penetrate the market by going to the lowest cost. But that's not MAS's DNA. We don't do very, very low cost stuff. So we weren't very successful because we were going after the differentiated product. But during a pandemic, no one wanted differentiated products, especially in medical. They just wanted to survive, right? Because the demand was just so much. So we were trying to crack the high end of the PPE, right? Which was very difficult to do, a lot of regulatory environments. Whereas, small companies in China were hammering, very, very low cost and sometimes unethically produced gloves and masks at a rate, right? So yes, that was one of the main reasons. So where most likely Brandix succeeded because they were successful in penetrating those price points at a cost leadership level, right? So, Shabilnath, you're right. That was one of the main reasons. Dasuni also has mentioned, I think MAS's differentiation strategy is not suitable for this time. Instead, it should be cost leadership. You're right, but I would qualify it by saying for PPE manufacturing, because that's why it didn't work out for us. For our normal apparel manufacturing, the strategy worked, right? We are now recovering well from the pandemic, and our demand is now almost double of what it was last year at this time. So sticking to our differentiation strategy on our core products was successful, but sticking to the differentiation on our PPE was not successful. So what's the lesson there? it's important to know when to use which strategy. There's no right or wrong answer. It's difficult to say it's either cost leadership or differentiation. You can easily do both as long as your markets are segmented. As long as your markets are segmented, you can have one area of your business focused on cost leadership, serving the low end of the market, and you can have another end of the market company focused on differentiation, higher cost, higher prices, servicing the higher end of the market. So what is important for a company is to understand that difference and adopt the right strategy at the right time to the right market. I hope that was clear, right? In helping you understand why that uh, uh, why that difference existed.
Any more questions for y'all to raise? Actually, that means you have to act according to the context.
Very much, very much.
Yeah. Nothing is certain. Nothing is written in stone.
Absolutely. And most certainly during a time period of a pandemic, there is no textbook. There is no one can say that this is, you're learning, you're creating your own textbook as you go along during a pandemic. So it's very important to adopt the right context, uh, to be agile in your strategy as well, because maybe in the olden days, maybe 20, 30, 40 years ago, a company can decide on a strategy and stick to it for a long time, right? Because circumstances didn't change that much. But now, circumstances are changing quite rapidly. So it's very important to understand that strategy is not set in stone for a long period of time. You have to be agile in your strategy and be able to shift and change gears as required. Any other questions?
Okay, there are no other questions.